Hey, what's up guys? Tito with the Hello Android, and I got another video for you guys today. Friday videos, right? Keep them coming. So today's video, I'm going to be comparing two devices that I currently own, put them up head to head, and just pretty much give the comparison for you guys to make a decision on which device is better. Let me just start off by saying that with the LG G Stylo, which is one of the devices I'm comparing today, I'm going based off of 5.1.1 Lollipop. So I'm not actually going to incorporate 6.0 thoughts into this comparison, since some people have had bad experiences with 6.0 on their device and some people have been having good experiences. It wouldn't be fair. So let me just go off the standard 5.1.1 Lollipop, which was the middle update that this device got. And yeah, so of course you guys know what the second device is going to be. It's going to be the Samsung Galaxy J3, my current daily driver. And I'm going to base it off a few topics that I think is most important between smartphones. So let's jump into the first one, performance. What do I think? Well, for me, the J3 tops over the G Stylo, and that's just because the 16 gigs of onboard storage, the 1.5 gigabytes of RAM, really helps this app to push and chug along. The G Stylo only having 8 gigs of internal storage and 1 gig of RAM does tend to cause some lag every now and then, especially if you're using heavy intense apps like Facebook. Facebook ran very well on this device, even though I did take it off, but it did run very well on this device. And on this one, it caused a lot of lag, a lot of issues. Multitasking was nearly impossible. It was just like you couldn't have it on there unless you wanted to deal with Lag City. So, in my opinion, the J3 pretty much tops out on performance over the G Stylo. Now, let's talk about cameras, okay? Both phones have pretty amazing rear-facing cameras. Of course, 5 megapixels on the J3 and 8 megapixels on the G Stylo. But it's not all about pixels, guys. It all has to do about image processing. And Samsung seems to have that one pretty much unlocked a little bit better. And even though the pictures on the J3 seem to be on par with the G Stylo, I still give it to the J3 on the rear-facing camera just for the fact that it's only a 5 megapixel camera versus an 8 megapixel camera. And if you can have a 5 megapixel sensor on the back with the image processing being as good as what's on the LG G Stylo, then yeah, you deserve the win. Where it changes is the front-facing camera, and now both of these have front-facing cameras, 2 megapixels on the J3, 5 megapixels on the G Stylo, but the G Stylo does very well. This is where I get a little bit weirded out on why the image processing from the selfie shooter seems to be 10 times better than the rear-facing camera. But I'm not going to complain because I use this camera to stream and to blog quite a bit, so I'm quite happy that it is as good. And that's where you're going to have a problem with the J3. The J3's 2 megapixel camera. Outside selfies is going to be stellar and nice. Indoor, you're going to have a little bit of a problem, but if you're going to record using it as a blogging camera, the J3's camera is just not worth it indoor. It's low lights is basically you're going to be this nice dark shade, hardly visible unless you have some really good light like a lamp and overhead light and even some outside light from your window, and you'll get the best video shots. But so on this one, the G Stylo pretty much takes it. Battery life. Now, the J3 surprised me when I was getting 16 hours of battery time, but that all changed after using it for over a week. And now it showed its ugly head, which is I get about 10 to 12 hours now doing the same basic functions that I've done since I first unboxed and started using it. And that is a bummer because I used to get 16 out of it. The G Stylo, still the same, 20 hours. I can get 20 hours on one single battery charge. That's pretty good. And even though people have like a 9-to-5 job and basically, you know, they want to have their phone at least last a whole day of work, both of these phones are going to do that just fine. But if you're a person that just wants to pass out and leave your phone down until you wake up in the morning, this will go through the night, so you don't have to worry about your alarm not going off because the battery died. Whereas for this one, it might die throughout the middle of the night. So battery goes to the G Stylo, obviously 3,000 milliamp hour battery versus a 2,600 milliamp hour battery. But the J3 has no excuse because the LG Vault 2 has a 2540, and even that I get more time than with the J3. Okay, so screen size is the next one. Some people prefer a phablet. If you want a phablet, get the G Stylo. If you're okay with like, you know, just a good phone, well then get the J3. Because the J3 is a smartphone, not a phablet. 5-inch display, and that's the biggest it's going to get. You're not, you know, it's not big, it's not anything like that. I mean, side by side with the G Stylo, you pretty much get an idea of just how big it is, and put it on side the screen. It fits inside the phone, so obviously you guys get the point. Audio is both on the dim side for both of these. Now, I say that because my Warp Elite actually plays music really loud, compared to these two on full blast volume. This one does have a little bit of distortion, which, you know, I don't keep it so loud, and that's always been Samsung's, downside, is that the squawk box they put in these things, it's like you're afraid you're gonna break them at full volume, and I wish they would have done a more premium speaker, but not so. This one, you can put it on high volume, it's dim, no distortion, so in a way, I guess the G Stylo wins over that. As far as additional stuff, the J3 is more themable, has more things added on thanks to TouchWiz and Samsung. The G Stylo, no, not so much. But it does have this nifty little stylus, which can be used, helping gaming and stuff like that, which is, it's pretty nice to have. It doesn't have the functions of a Galaxy Note, but, it does come in very handy. So, that's pretty much it for this comparison. I will leave it up to you guys to decide exactly which one was the clear-bred winner. But I gotta say, I really enjoy both of these devices. Just, if I want to use a phablet, I use a G Stylo. If I want to use a smartphone, I use a J3. So it just really depends on what your preference is. So if you guys enjoyed this video and this video was at least just a slight bit helpful, you guys could let me know that by leaving me that thumbs up. Clicking that thumbs up lets me know. If you have not subscribed, do so. Click that subscribe button on the mobile apps. That way. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for tuning into this video. My name is Tito with Aloha Android. Thank you guys for tuning in. Love you guys much. See you all next time.